here we are back in Alligator Harbor. We're slightly smarter than we were the last time we were out here together, where now we've got these little boats that we're using to get around, so we're no longer waddling in the mud as much and falling over as last time. And we're trying to, given our increased ability to move around easier, find 5 reefs that sort of meet some criteria we came up with to be part of our large biogeographic oyster predator water filtration story. See the crews over here on this little dinky patch. Why are we setting up our monitoring study here versus, there you go, those are all the oysters? Well, it's because the Gulf Coast has probably the largest remaining oyster population in North America. And because we're doing the study from Florida to Virginia, we're assuming that the other teams in Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia aren't going to have things like this. But we know they got things like that. So we want to standardize things so we can compare across estuaries our results. They are sizing the number of adults larger than 5 centimeters per unit area here to make sure that this is a relatively healthy, thriving oyster reef. We wouldn't want to pick an oyster reef here in Florida, in Alligator Harbor, that only has like 5 oysters on it, or 10, while guys up in Virginia are getting like 80 oysters per unit area down there. It would just make it hard to compare things. Juveniles, a little bit older, that's still alive. And now we got sort of the big adults, about that size. So to see if our reef is, thriving, we want to make sure we got, in addition to a lot of small guys, a lot of adults. Like the oysters that settle here, when they're little larvae floating around the water column, they make it here. It's a suitable place. If larvae just settle here and you only have oysters like this and that's it, and they die, it's not going to be a healthy, thriving reef to follow for the next 3 years.